My fellow Americans, over the past 3.5 years, we've made great progress as a nation. Today, America has its strongest economy in the world. We've made some historic investments in rebuilding our nation, in lowering prescription drug costs for seniors, and in expanding affordable health care to record number of Americans. We've provided critically needed care to 1 million veterans. Okay, and we passed the most significant climate legislation in the history of the world. America's never been better positioned to lead where we are today. I know none of this could have been done without you, the American people. Together, we overcame a once-in-a-century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. We've protected and preserved our democracy, and we've revitalized and strengthened our allies around the world. It's been the greatest honor of my life to serve you as your president, and while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and refocus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. I will speak to the nation later about this week. For now, let me express my deepest gratitude to all of you that have worked to see me so hard to be reelected. I also want to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all this work, and let me express my heartfelt appreciation to the American people and faith for all the trust that you've placed in me. Oh my God, it's fake? No, it's not. Like, it's from his official account. This is the account. This is the post right here. So who's in charge now? Well, he's still in charge. He's just not running for re-election. Yeah, I mean, he's going to finish out the term and do that, and then he just doesn't run for re-election. That's it. He's still president until January? Yeah, he's president for a while, guys. I actually respect Biden, and I'm happy he made this decision. I think I am too. Honestly, this is the best thing that he could have done. Especially after getting COVID and everything else. Yeah, this is a good decision for him to make. It was forced. Well, regardless of whether it was forced or not, it's the right outcome to happen. Yeah, this is the best outcome possible. You think Michelle Obama? I mean, I feel like Michelle Obama would probably have like one of the highest chances of running or winning. I don't think she'd win necessarily, but she's got a pretty high chance of it. I really don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to be honest. Alex Jones saying Hillary will replace Biden. They're going to replace Hillary Clinton. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work at all. I think, like, realistically, it's just over, right? I mean, that's it. It's just over. I mean, there's no... Like, it doesn't really matter who they run or who they put up there. I mean, Trump's going to win 100% now. I mean, I can't imagine somebody, like, coming in and being able to do that. Yeah, it's Jover. It is. Yeah, I mean, how come no news network is reporting this? I don't know. It probably just happened a couple of minutes ago. I think, like, I mean, when does the election happen? It's in November, right? So, like, you've got, like, 3 months to build up a candidate to, like, make people vote for that candidate instead of, like, Trump. Like, I don't see that happening. November 5th? Yeah, that's, like, 3 months then. Because it's already the 21st in this month. So... yeah, it's not going to work. A lot of his campaign funds can only go to Kamala, not a new candidate. Oh, right. Legally? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Man. I wonder who they're going to bring in now. Gavin Newsom? I feel like, especially with, like, that recent, like, trans kids bill, I think that's just a... that's not going to fly with an average person. It's not. That's not going anywhere. Let's be honest. It's been Jover since the debate, let's be real. Yeah. What bill now? There was some, like, bill where, like, the schools were not obligated to tell parents if their kids were, like identifying as a different gender at school. And I think a lot of people, like, pretty much universally online were, like, against this. And I think that if you communicate that to the public, most average people will see that and be like, what the fuck? That's fuck. Yeah. I mean, I can go through it and talk about it more, but yeah, that's basically what happened. Who cares about online? No, I think that really, I think that if you communicate that to, like, an average, like, voter population, that this will be, like, incredibly unpopular. Like, insanely fucking unpopular. Like, regardless of whether you think, like, and I think that a lot of people are like, oh, but I agree with it. I think it's the right decision because, like, abusive parents or something like that. Sure, right? But, like, I'm saying that you can still acknowledge that a lot of other people will not see it that way. I think you're wrong on that. So let me get, so you said, I think it's a good idea. You're not listening to what I said. Did I say it was a good idea? I could see where they're coming from with doing it, right? Because they're worried that the kid could come out and then get abused by the parents. I see why the bill was written, right? I can see the logic. But I'm saying that if you present this to an audience, nobody is going to fucking agree with this. Sorry. It's not going to happen. Whether you think that they should or not, it's not going to happen. It's not even close. So yes, I don't know who they could bring in. AP News just confirmed it. Yeah, of course. What exactly is an average voter population in your mind? People that are over the age of 40. People that are over the age of 40 and generally more conservative. Because I think that there's a lot of people who are more conservative, but they just don't like some of the policies the Republicans have. And they just want things to basically kind of stay the same. So like any of this like weird like sex, gender stuff, like they're not really going to understand it because it's not intuitive to like an average person, right? It's like an average person, there's men and women, and that's it. Now, you can think in your mind, but it's actually all this other stuff, and there's science to this. But, like, you're not going to communicate that to a person that goes to Walmart every day, right? You're not going to communicate that to, like, an average, you know, a factory worker, or a grocery store worker, or something like that. They're not gonna see it that way. So, yeah, Trump won now? Well, Trump won after the debate, to be honest with you guys. I think that's what happened. This is just basically a victory lap. This is confirmation. Has this ever happened to a president? I don't know. I'd have to really think about it. I'm not sure. It's crazy how slow Google and mainstream news is compared to Twitter and live streams. Yeah, it's because things have to, like, you know, it's like, how do you turn, is it easier to turn a canoe or is it easier to turn the Titanic? Right? Or like a fucking, an aircraft carrier. So, like, yeah, LBJ did that? Is that right? Wait for confirmation from the source? Yeah, exactly. This is good for Democrats? I can see why you say that. Is that you're thinking that the Democrats are hoping to coast pretty much off of, basically off of negativity, like, to hopefully win based off of enough people hating Trump. I think that that probably would have worked pre-assassination, but now I think that a lot of people have kind of tempered their, like, hostility towards him after that. I think it's definitely changed the temperature of that. Not really. I think so. And I don't think it's been a big factor, but I think it's been enough to, like, kind of flip the scales. It's because you live in Texas? I don't live in Texas. I live on the internet. Like, I'm not going outside talking to people about this one way or another. Dog, your internet brain is too narrow? Okay, well, you know, I guess we're going to find out, right? This is what I think is going to happen, and I think that this has absolutely happened. Like, I think that after the assassination, like, attempt, and, all that, like shooting his ear and everything, I think it has changed a lot of people's perceptions of Trump. And I don't think it's like gone, like it hasn't taken like 80% of people, but it's changed like 5 or 10% in the middle. And I think that's enough to like flip the public sentiment. I do think that's happened. Absolutely. And I think that even if you think that hasn't happened, it has also happened that like it made his supporters way more positive. It made them, what's your evidence? Vibe check. Total vibe check. This is my opinion. I don't have evidence for this. I don't have proof for it. I've just been reading the internet. This is what I do. Yeah, no, really, it's a vibe check. I think this is what's happened. I'm guessing this. My proof is that I made it the fuck up. Absolutely. Yeah, and if you think that I'm wrong about this, you have every right to think that. But this is what I think happened. And we'll see what happens. Did Trump still old as fuck? Yeah, who knows? Surviving assassination boosts approval ratings based? Yeah. Don't need a PhD to have an opinion. Go ask the people at Walmart. Yeah, sure. It's your lived experience. I'm living my truth, okay? You're 100% wrong. Well, hey, if you don't like Trump, you certainly hope I am, right? I mean, yeah, there you go. NBC News just made an article about it. Yeah, of course. What a surprise. They made an article about the current president stepping down in the middle of an election cycle. Wow, that's crazy. I would have never expected that. Yeah, I bet that is what happened, right? That's crazy. Lol, 18 hours ago. It's a miracle, folks. Donald told the truth for once. It's the most important election in our lifetimes, and I will win it. Well, he should have said he won't lose it. Because if he drops out, he can't lose. So, in a way, Joe Biden will not lose in 2024. There you go. Yeah, he rage quit. Yeah, exactly. I didn't lose to you. I left the match. What do you mean? He didn't win, though? Yeah, but he didn't lose either. Oh, he made another tweet? Okay, I'll read it again. My fellow Democrats, I've decided not to accept the nomination and to focus all of my energies on my duties as president for the remainder of my term. My very first decision as the party nominee in 2020 was to pick Kamala Harris as my vice president, and it's been the best decision I've made. Today, I want to offer my full support and endorsement for Kamala to be the nominee for our party this year. Democrats, it's time to come together and beat Trump. Let's do this. Oh, no. Oh, man. Well, now we don't have to talk about a theoretical anymore, do we? This is what Trump said about Kamala Harris.
And that means we have Kamala. I think she's going to be better. She's so bad. She's so pathetic.
Jesus Christ. Man. Didn't lie? Yeah, exactly. He didn't have a choice. That's what happens when you endorse far-left ideologies for votes. Well, it didn't work out. We should all vote for Kamala Harris to make Hillary Clinton mad. I feel like that's probably the strongest argument I've heard so far. Yeah. You know what? I feel like, you know what? That might have just got my vote right there. I love how everybody was like happy that he was stepping down, and now he endorses Kamala Harris, and it's just like, hey, here's one thing that you can be sure of, though, is that now we know that it actually was Biden that put this out, and it wasn't his campaign, because I don't think that anybody would have done this except for Biden. Yep, because it's stupid. It's just dumb. It's so stupid. So, yeah. Yeah, it was actually him, guys.